Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene. Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and we have a fun show for you planned out. I have a guest. Her name's Kyrston Perkins. She's going to come on, and we're going to make some menu items from my restaurant. Now, these are all items that are on my lunch menu, and what's cool is I get people ask me all the time, hey, how do I make this? What do you do to that to make it taste so good? And what do you do? Well, I'm going to tell you all the secrets today. We're going to make a Frutti di Mare over angel hair pasta, a beef tenderloin tip with some mushrooms using David Witchland's mushrooms over a black pepper fettuccine, and escargot. I'll show you what we do to make our escargot tender and beautiful. And that all starts because your culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and this is
Kyrston Perkins.
You got this whole thing down pat.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right, so we're making more food together.
Yes.
We've been cooking a while now.
Yes.
You and I are like a cooking team.
We are. We're the dream team.
Okay. We're yeah. well, we're gonna make escargot today. You know anybody who likes escargot?
My dad? Yeah.
You know how much I try and build my recipes around him?
You exist to serve his needs, basically.
Well, yeah, because he does all this.
Right.
So every once in a while, when I think he's not going to tape my show the next week, I make sure everything is about him. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's why I had steak earlier.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to be doing escargot. We're going to be taking beef tips or beef tenderloin tips, and we're going to be cutting those up and making a pasta out of them, which is on the menu at lunch. And then this is a frutta di mare, or a nice variation of the fruit of the sea. Okay. Sounds cool?
Yeah,
They're
great.
really, really simple, and that's the big key about everything we do. Starting with escargot. Okay, so this is what we need to do, all right? We have a couple of ingredients for escargot. There's only 3 ingredients, or 4 ingredients. We have garlic, parsley, the actual snails, and butter. Okay. Those are the only things that matter. I had a couple more things, but if you have those, you're golden. And you've eaten escargot before?
Yes, right? At your restaurant.
Nice. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to actually get a pan on medium-high heat. There's a pan back here going for some bread that I'm going to grill, so we're going to serve it with some bread. So what I need you first to do on your board is cut me a couple of pieces of bread about yay thick. Okay. Is that good? Why don't you go ahead and do that? And I'm going to get started over here with extra virgin olive oil. Now, our recipe at the restaurant, people always ask me, how do our escargot come out so tender and moist? They must be fresh. Well, actually, it's so difficult to find yourself some fresh escargot. You have to usually buy them from the can, but get a really good product, a good company. Roland's a really good company. Those type of companies are really good. And just make sure they're drained and then washed a little bit, because the liquid that they're in, you want to get that off. So just rinse them off a little. And then basically, like I said, the main ingredients going to parsley, garlic, the escargot, and butter. Add a little bit of lemon juice, but it's about quick cooking. This is how quick it's going to be to do it. So I'm going to get my oil hot, but not too hot, because this is one of the few times that I'm actually going to cook the garlic as one of the first things in the pan and not the protein, in this case the escargot. And before I do that, I want to start, why don't you flip your cutting board over so you don't get too much bread in it. I'm going to get this in here so we could sear up that bread, because we want a nice sear on the bread. And then I'm going to show you how to chiffonade parsley. Okay. You ever chiffonaded parsley?
I don't think so.
No. This is what we're going to do. You ever chiffonade anything?
I don't think so.
Do you know what chiffonade means?
Really fine dice?
It's like a ribbon. Perfect. Okay. That's exactly what I was going to say. All right, so this is actually not something I've ever done. This is something that one of my new chefs came in. It's been with me for a while now. He showed me when he came back to work at our place. And it's like you chiffonade spinach. What you're going to do is basically take it take it all your flat leaves and pile them one on top of the other.
Okay.
All right, so it's kind of like this little tower. Now watch, this gets pretty cool. Do you have a knife? You have a knife, right? And then, no, do you keep that one?
Okay.
And then you're going to roll it up, like you're rolling.
Anything that you roll?
I don't know where to go with that one. Thank you. All right, you good?
Yes.
You're all right. All right. Oh,
I'm
I think they're
rolling.
going to show this show later in the night. All right, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to make sure that we're not overcooking our bread here. Okay, so I'm all rolled up. You rolled up?
I'm rolled up.
Yeah, good. My roll's better than yours. I apparently had more practice than you did. Okay, now we're all rolled up, right? Now we're going to take it and go really thin.
Okay.
And keep it very close. Now, did you remember how they taught you to cut, right?
Yep.
Keep it really close to those fingers. And you really just want to get almost like shredded ribbons. Look at that. Oh, yeah, yours is okay. Okay, see the shredded ribbons? Watch.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh,
That's what we
yeah.
want to get. That's what you're getting?
Not even close.
Well, you know what? This took me forever. My guys at the restaurant are amazing at it. And you would think they were doing this every day. Oh, wait, they do. So, okay, then we get some shredded ribbon. That's fine. You don't have to do it that. So it almost looks like a nest. All right. Let's mix them together so no one can tell.
Okay.
All right? So we have that done. We're getting our bread nice and grilled. We're going to grill it in the oil. So we want that oil and we want that, you know, that flavor right there. We're going to salt and pepper it. This is a big part of our presentation. Now, at the restaurant, I serve it on a croissant.
Okay.
Like the way I said that? Croissant. That's as French as you're going to get out of me. So anyway, but here we're going to serve it on grilled rustic bread because I know your dad likes it on bread. All right, we get our oil. Like I said, we're going to put our garlic in early, but I usually tell people not to do this because what happens when you do this, you're going to burn your garlic, right? Now here's my little secret. First of all, we're going to season it, a little salt and pepper.
Okay.
Can I get that lemon juice real quick? We're going to add a little more lemon juice just to break down, again, a little acidity, but it's also going to take the temperature down on the oil. Now, that's a lot of garlic, right?
Yeah.
But why?
I mean, why else would you?
Yeah, this is why you eat escargot, is for the garlic. Our drained snails are in there. Now, they're already cooked, so basically you're really warming them up and warming them through. So you want the garlic to cook, but slowly so it doesn't burn, right?
Right.
Makes sense, because burnt garlic, not so much
good.
fun. And then that's probably why people put it in the oven. They put it in the oven so that they could cook everything at the same time. And then sometimes it dries out or toughens up the snails because they're too long in there. We don't want it that long. Now, the only other thing we need to add to this is?
Our ribbons.
Yes, and butter. So
And
why don't you
butter.
grab us some butter? Because butter is a
Okay.
big, important part of this. I like to tell people, like my kids, my daughter said, oh, you think that's enough?
No.
Okay.
More butter is better.
Yeah, well, and especially in this case. I told my daughter the story about when she was going to eat snails for the first time, or after she ate a snail. Let's just put it that way. I said it was a Frenchman's way of telling people that butter and garlic are the greatest things in the world. And some guy said, well, prove it. He goes, okay, pick up one of those snails off the ground and I'll prove it. No? That didn't get, you get that?
Yeah, I got that.
Because there's really, I'm sorry, you wouldn't pick these up and go, ooh, these look like a delicacy.
Right.
But they absolutely are. They're just incredible, incredible flavor. All right, so we have the butter kind of finishing in there, and then look at all that beautifulness. Butter, garlic, a little olive oil, touch of lemon juice, and then a good amount of parsley. You don't want to skimp on the parsley. It should be really heavy on the parsley. Do you have a little bit more over there? Oh, I'll steal some from here. You want to get it in there, and then just let it cook down slowly. And there you go. Those are all the flavors you would get from if you put it into the oven. And it's so delicious and so tender. So we shut it off, right? Take the escargot over our crostini here. This looks incredible.
It does.
All right. We should call Lee over now because it's best served warm. This is not one of those things that you want to not have warm. But that's our first meal, all right? That's our first start. A lot of garlic, a lot of butter. We are not going to eat that just yet because then you won't want to talk to me the rest of the show. And then escargot. When we come back, what we're going to do is Frutti di Mare or beef tenderloin?
Beef tenderloin.
Done. Beef tenderloin over a black pepper fettuccine with a creamy mushroom sauce. You can't go wrong. Don't go away. We'll make it when we come back. Ta-da.
Yay.
Yay. everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. This is
Kyrston.
And I'm
Luca.
All right, we're having fun now.
Yes.
Okay, so we made our escargot. That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look really good.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Hold on, let's admire it. Escargot, and that's a lot of it too, so we can't eat all of that. We're going to make beef tenderloin tips over
Fettuccine.
with a Madeira cream sauce with mushrooms. These are David Witchland mushrooms. He forages them and cultivates them all over, and it's pretty cool. Did you see his show?
Yeah, he was a really interesting person.
There you go.
A lot of knowledge about mushrooms.
Okay. Okay, whatever. All right, so we'll get to cutting this later. What are you cutting? I forgot.
I'm cutting mushrooms.
Oh, you are cutting the mushrooms. Well, then cut the mushrooms.
Okay.
I'm going to get the pan ready. We have a boiling water here. We're going to get pasta in a second, but I need to get a little oil in my pan.
Do you want stems on or off?
No, stems on. That's the one thing that, when you have a good quality mushroom, use the whole thing. Don't be afraid of it. And if David gives you a mushroom, do not throw any of it away. Use it all. Okay? So we'll use the stems. Now, just in case you wanted to take stems off from something like this, like the shiitakes, always save your stems because you could do a great mushroom stock for a soup or a sauce. All right? But in this case, we're going to use everything. All right, then. And if you're smart, you won't ask me what type of mushrooms those are because I don't know.
Looks like I'm feeling pretty smart today.
Okay, good idea. And I know the one you're doing is shiitake. How's that? That was nice, huh? Mm-hmm. And then the one on the board there is king oyster. And then
looks like you're pretty smart
today. And this one is chanterelle. And only because I just did a show with him. No, but
Are
it's
these too big or are these good?
No, that's good. Size is not important with the mushrooms. If you keep them a little bit bigger, that's fine. Especially with these type of mushrooms, they're absolutely beautiful. All right. Oh, no, I jumped ahead. I was going to do my beef first. All right. I got too excited about you cutting down the mushrooms. I cut some shallots already. All right. So what I'm going to do with the beef, it's really simple. I want to sear the beef up. But a lot of people, when they do a beef tip with a good quality beef tip like tenderloin, and that's what I'm using here, if you use that or even a sirloin, what they'll do is they'll sear it up and leave it in the sauce while it's cooking, and then it'll overcook. Okay? We don't want to do that. This is what we want to do. We just want to cut up the beef. And I'm going to season it with a little salt and pepper. All right, I got my oil nice and hot, and I'm seasoning the beef with the salt and pepper. And then we're going to add it back to my pan. Get this on here, and we're going to sear that beef in the pan. We're doing two things. One, we're searing the beef to get to the temperature we want. And I keep them about on the rare to medium rare side. Come back here, buddy. And two, we're adding flavor already to the pan that are going to go in our sauce. So we'll just kind of sear it up. And you're cutting up the mushrooms right over there. And then when we create the sauce, we'll be able to do it. In this case, I have a small amount of pasta we're doing just for the show, so I'm just boiling a little bit of water. We're using pasta. It's a frozen, fresh pasta. That means it's an egg pasta that's made fresh, not dry, that only has to be just kind of warmed up for a good 4 or 5 minutes. Almost. It cooks a lot quicker than dry pasta. You work with fresh pasta at all? Go. So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, see, I like having you around. You just validate most of the stuff I talk about. All right. So we're just searing in all sides of the beef, but I don't want to overcook it. Now, if you like your beef cooked a little bit more, go right ahead. If you're buying a cheaper cut of beef that needs to be stewed for a while, this is probably not the best dish for it. But if you're using sirloin tips or fillet tips, and you don't have to use, I have like little medallions of beef tenderloin. You could actually buy beef tenderloin tips like this that are just be perfect. You see, we're getting a nice little caramelized brown sear on most of the sides like that. And the pan was nice and hot, and we're creating our fond. You remember fond from school? Yes. Are you fond of fond?
Yes.
Yes.
That's where all the flavor is.
Exactly. And then we're going to be utilizing that later. Okay, so we just take that out. Now this is great if you have a wok at home too. A lot of people, for wok cooking, if you watch the way wok cooking is, they'll cook their meats first, then they sear them all, and then they pop them out of the pan, and then they put in their vegetables. So it's not much different than that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to add our shallots to this mix. Move that over. Shallots in. That's pretty cool. Mushrooms in. All right, we have the oil that was there for the meat. And then we're going to extract some of whatever liquid is actually in the mushrooms or water that's in the mushrooms. Take a little bit out. If you find your pan is a little too dry, you see how like it's a really dry pan? You want to make sure there is some moisture in there. So we'll add a little more olive oil in this case, and then the mushrooms will really cook down, and we're going to cook them down. But it's a real simple process. Now what I need from you is the pasta.
Okay.
You get the pasta. If you have all your mise en place done, that means all the stuff ahead of time, you've cut your meat or you have all your ingredients, you could find that a lot of these dishes I make on the show or we make in the restaurant are really quick. And you want them to be quick so you could spend time with your family, or in our case, spend time cooking the next dish. So and I think you'd remember what the restaurant is like in the back there, when, especially the saute spot.
Yeah.
You know, you have 8 burners going, 8 different items, and to just see someone kind of navigate through that kind of craze and be able to put out consistent, good quality product, it's pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And I get to do only one pan, which is pretty cool.
No, I definitely have talked to Dad about, can we just have like a station with like garlic here and shallots here and everything already prepped so I could just throw things together?
And right, and that's all your mom should do that. No, don't let her see this show. I'll get in trouble. All right, so we're going to finish this off, and it goes very similar to the way I do most of my simple sauces. There's shallots here. You could put garlic if you like. You have the oil. You have the mushrooms that have cooked down. And in this case, I'm just going to add a little Madeira. You could put any wine you want. A lot of times what I say to people when you watch my show is you don't necessarily have to follow the exact recipe I'm giving you, but the idea of how we put things together, it's really, really simple.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so we have our Madeira in there. That's cooking down. We're going to add a little cream. But I have these are fettuccine nests. Again, remember I told you Carla's pasta?
Yes.
She comes from the same hometown in Italy that I was born in. And these are a black pepper fettuccine that she has. Absolutely wonderful. They're fresh pasta, frozen. You keep them frozen until you need it. You put them in your boiling water. Give them a quick stir. And you just wait till they kind of cook and open up. And they start opening up right away. And it takes maybe a minute or 2 to cook, about the time that I'm going to have my sauce ready. So check this out. I'm going to get the pasta cooking in there. I need a little bit of cream. Can I get a little bit of cream? Nice. You're good at this. You put a little bit of cream in there. Kind of cook our mushrooms down. Now we had all those flavors in there. We had the mushrooms, the Madeira wine, and we just kind of bring that down. And if we're in the restaurant, kind of like a sneak peek behind the curtain, how it works, right? When we know an order's coming in, we'll start this whole process. Get the meat seared, get the basics done, and then get this in here, and then turn it off.
Right.
And then right when they say, okay, now I need my dish, because they've had a first course.
Fire table, whatever.
Fire that table. We turn this back on, right? And all of a sudden it starts coming together. We drop the pasta. This comes together, and it starts to. Did I miss anything? Did I salt and pepper at some point?
No.
I need a little bit more. We season and check our seasonings, and our sauce comes together nice and tight. We pop in the beef because it doesn't overcook. We give it a toss to warm up. That looks really good.
It does look really good.
All right, we go to our pasta, which was in the boiling water. And look at that. That's nice and al dente, but yet cooked. Get that in there. Kind of give it a toss, because you always want to add your pasta to your sauce, no matter what it is. Even if you're going to pull it out right after that, you just want to give it a toss into the sauce. Right? Now, if you had only a couple of people at home, this dish right here, I'll feed you a couple of people. Take our pasta back out. Oh, this looks delicious.
I know, I can't wait to eat it.
This was mine. You're having the escargot.
I'm okay with that, actually.
Okay.
You can have this, I'll have escargot.
Some fresh parsley in there. Again, some fresh herbs at the last second. If you like any other herbs you want to put in there. But look at that. The sauce is really tight and delicious. And let's get myself a spoon. I'll put that over the top of that. Wow, that does look good.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
it smells really good.
Yeah, they came out really, really nice. And using the David Witchland mushrooms really made this dish incredible. And when you get that opportunity to use really good ingredients, you don't have to do too much more. We could have probably put more pasta, but why? Because this is all ours. Hey, we're going to come back and do seafood over pasta too. You ready for that one?
Yes, I am.
All right, don't go away, because this time we're going to switch places, and Kyrston's going to do the cooking, and I'm going to hang out and watch her. She doesn't know that yet.
I do now.
There you go. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You think we're going to do this in 3 minutes?
I think we're going to try.
All right. So, hey, everybody. Welcome back. We switched places today. And I'm going to have Kyrston do a dish she never did before. Right?
Yes.
You ever make anything like this before?
No.
Okay. Well, let's get started.
Okay.
Oil's hot?
Oil
Right.
is hot.
All right. We're going to get our mussels in there. Now, you want to check your mussels before you put it in, right? if they close up, like this one. Can everybody see this? This one's kind of open, right? Mm-hmm. You try and close it. If it doesn't close, what's it mean?
It's bad.
It's bad. This one closed up. You kind of like give it a little knock and they close up. Now, once they're closed, what's our goal?
We're going to cook them until they open. That's how we know they're done.
Right. So, and they're done, and we also know that if we missed any that weren't ready or weren't still alive, let's see if this one's kind of, oh, come on, buddy. Come on, close. You know, when in doubt, what do you do with bad mussels?
Throw them away.
Exactly. You know
can
why?
get really sick.
Yeah, you can get really sick, and that's no fun. And you know what? They're inexpensive enough that even if you get a couple of pounds and you lose 3 or 4 in there, or even a dozen, it's not going to hurt. So these things are going to start spitting at you. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to turn them down because they're starting to release their own juices and stuff. So we're going to kind of let them sit in there.
Okay.
And while they're up there, let's reduce the heat just down a little bit.
Okay.
So they can, now we're going to get our shrimp in there too. So I'll throw a couple in while those are starting to kind of find their way open. Now, a couple of shrimp in there. I like to season as we go. You could season a little bit heavier because the mussels themselves are not going to take a lot of salt on. So if you were doing like a big mussel dish, and you had a lot of mussels, go heavy with the salt.
Okay.
You know, a lot of that is just going to fall into a sauce, and unless you use the whole sauce, you'll be okay. So here we go. Kind of letting them sear. Flip over your shrimp so they kind of get translucent. Oh, look at that nice. Oh, nice. Oh, you're fancy. No, we only have 3 minutes left. All right, these are starting to open up. Now, I'm going to leave them in there just a touch longer. What I had mentioned to you that we're going to take them out when they're almost cooked. We do want to remove the shrimp because we're going to cook them a little further. So let's get the shrimp out, and then we're going to add in our white fish. And watch, the mussels are going to steam up. They're starting. You see how they're starting to open up? Mm-hmm. All right, because we're going to add them back in. Let's add our. This is like a bass or a swai, a nice white fish, and we had pieces of salmon. Now what we do, go ahead, why don't you put that in there? Now what we do, because I don't like touching fish. Not all of it. Okay, all of it. All right, go crazy. Okay. What we do here, again, I'm going to salt and pepper as we go. Okay. And really we haven't done anything except for searing the fish at this point, right? I'm going to bring up the temp a little bit. And now you're starting to see your mussels open up. Now once we get all the other stuff in there, it's going to pop. Now, big thing about this, remember when we were cooking the beef?
Yes.
And you could overcook the beef if you cooked it in the sauce. Mm-hmm. Well, you're either going to cook this really fast, or if you're planning to take your time on cooking the sauce, you then take out all the seafood. So let's start flipping the seafood and any of the mussels that are looking like they're opening up already, because we'll keep the seafood in, the fish in there, and we'll take the mussels out.
Take the mussels out. Okay.
While she's doing that, what I'm going to add to our little dish is, let's see how we're doing. Go ahead, you're left-handed. Keep going.
I'm sorry, I can't. I can't do it with my right hand.
That's all right. You can do it. There you go. We take the mussels out because we don't want them to overcook and get tough.
Right.
And now, good. We're at the part of the fish. We got some shallots going in there.
Garlic, of course.
Some chopped garlic, but we don't put it in too early. Why don't we put it in first?
Because it'll burn. It'll
burn, right? We're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. Let's get the heat up on this now. And then again, this is basically the way we would be doing it if you ordered it at lunch at the restaurant. Put a little bit of lemon juice because the acidity and seafood go perfectly together. Mm-hmm. That's going to finish cooking the fish, right? And then, in this case, I'm going to use a little sherry wine instead of white wine, just to give it a little sweetness. We'll just put a little bit of that in there. And we'll kind of let that reduce down. And now all those flavors are going to come together. Last thing we want to add to this is our tomato. So this is a Frutti di Mare, some nice chunky tomato in there. And let that cook down. Now, while that's cooking down, and you're getting all those flavors, we drop in our angel hair pasta, and at the restaurant, it's actually we pre-cook it before service, just so it's nice and easy to take care of. Mm-hmm. And all you really have to do is kind of take it out and let it just get hot, just a little bit hot, and because angel hair pasta cooks quickly, so I'm just going to pop it in there for a second.
Okay.
Got to get this on high because I want to get those tomatoes really cooking and all the ingredients. So get all your fish ingredients back in.
Okay.
All right. You've just made a Frutti di Mare, you know that?
In 3 minutes, I think. I don't really know.
3 minutes. All right, let's do this. Is your thing off? You can't cook when it's off. There you go.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't cooking faster. Let's get that in. Remember what I always say about pasta. What do I say about pasta?
That it's delicious. I don't think I was listening.
I always want to put my pasta.
You put your pasta in the sauce, not your sauce on your pasta.
Exactly. That's really important. What do you say about pasta, Luca? It's delicious. Did you have fun today?
I did.
Wasn't this a blast?
It was a blast.
Cooking is just so much fun, a little fresh herbs. And if you're doing like a Feast of the Seven Fishes for the holidays, this is one way to get all 7 fishes in one thing. I'm not kidding. I've done this before. Hey, we got to stop drinking when we're on set. All right, let's take out some of our pasta.
Okay.
In this case, we definitely don't have as much pasta as we need, right? So we're going to take some of, yeah, we need more pasta.
Okay.
And then we'll just take out all our other ingredients. It's fresh, it's vibrant. Oh, look at you. Go ahead, plate that whole thing. Give me some seafood on there and show me how good you can make this. And let's see what, I'm going to get a fork.
I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves.
Why?
Don't you have to do your wrap up and then we eat the food?
Yeah, no, we're wrapping up right now. This is it, we're done. That's why we only had 3 minutes, because I ran too late on the other ones.
Now I see why you didn't want me to put all of the stuff in there.
You see that? All right, we'll stop right there.
Okay.
That's your beautiful dish.
It is beautiful.
I think, you know why I know it's beautiful? Because it tastes delicious. It's really simple and quick and easy to do. So you garnish it. Hey, I hope you had a good time. I know we did. And Kyrston, thanks. High five. We'll see you next time on a culinary journey.
I just want all the seafood.
Stop.
No.
Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene.